When I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, oh, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson.
Do you think that there is actual cloning going on?
We know that there's actual cloning going on. The question I believe you're asking is human cloning.
Oh, yes, sir.
But let's start with the real question. The real question is cloning going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They probably cloned that nigga. It's easy to tell when a motherfucker got cloned. They whole aura change. NBA Youngboy, bro. When he in his bag, there is nobody that could touch him with NBA Youngboy in his bag.
The NBA Youngboy cloning conspiracy just escalated dramatically after Kanye West came forward with shocking revelations about what really happened to the authentic version of the rapper. Ever since his 2021 arrest, speculation has been swirling that Youngboy was cloned, and while it initially sounded like typical internet nonsense, emerging evidence suggests there might actually be something to these claims. Kanye has been sounding the alarm about record labels cloning artists to exploit them and promote agendas the original versions would reject, but as always, people dismissed him as unhinged. This keeps happening with Kanye, where he exposes something, gets labeled insane, and then years later, when reality confirms his statements, everyone digs up the old footage of him telling the truth. What makes this even more disturbing is that Youngboy himself seemingly confirmed the cloning just recently. So the authentic Youngboy was last spotted in March 2021, when federal agents tried stopping his vehicle due to an outstanding warrant, but he attempted escape through a high-speed pursuit. Eventually, he abandoned the car and fled on foot until police tracking dogs located him and made the arrest. Things took a weird turn immediately after because despite receiving bond approval the following day from a California magistrate, which required $540,000 cash plus properties valued at $1.5 million as collateral, ankle monitoring, and additional conditions, the agreement needed a Louisiana judge's signature. That Louisiana judge flat out rejected it and actually petitioned to keep Youngboy incarcerated, arguing he posed a danger to society, and his petition succeeded. Youngboy's bond got revoked instantly, forcing him to remain behind bars for 6 full months, until finally getting released on bond in October 2021. During those entire 6 months, nobody had any contact with him or received any communication, yet somehow new music kept dropping as if he was free and recording. People started questioning this immediately, though some argued he simply released pre-recorded material from before incarceration, which superficially seems plausible. But this is the entertainment industry where appearances deceive constantly, and Youngboy's situation proved no exception. His music changed drastically during and after imprisonment, but more tellingly, his physical appearance transformed completely. Facial tattoo positions shifted, with certain tattoos completely vanishing from his face altogether. His forehead scar disappeared, his hairstyle changed, his energy felt different, and even his vocal quality sounded altered. Everything screamed clone, and loyal fans immediately recognized something was off. Now you might wonder why the industry would target Youngboy specifically when they could control bigger names like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, or Rihanna instead. The answer lies in demographics, because unlike those established superstars, Youngboy's audience consists primarily of teenagers, which represents tremendous power. Hollywood operates through specific agendas that get disseminated to the public via celebrities, but they can't effectively push these through artists who rose to fame in the 2000s because those fans are mature adults, making them resistant to manipulation and behavioral modification. You can't teach old dogs new tricks, as they say. Youngboy's fan base, however, remains highly impressionable, making him an extremely valuable asset for industry executives. Before imprisonment, his music focused on calling out the demonic nature of the industry and uplifting young people, but after release, his content suddenly pivoted to violent rhetoric about eliminating rivals. This man emerged from incarceration looking completely unrecognizable and suddenly doing everything the powers that be wanted, which feels deeply suspicious.
But Youngboy, if anybody gonna be a clone, it's gonna be Youngboy, because you see he was pushing, he was talking about God in his records mode. He was talking about trying to say the youth. He was talking about, man, the industry demonic and all of that. Right when he was doing all of that, doing them interviews, he went to jail. Right when he went to jail, he came back on BS, back shot calling, back sending hits, back dissing King Von, back bringing Lil Tim.
Beyond appearance changes, Despite ranking as the third highest streamed artist in America, behind only Taylor Swift and Drake, he maintains independence from major labels. That represents massive revenue that record companies could be capturing, but instead it flows directly to him. Did you witness his recent arena tour, where every single venue sold out to maximum capacity, with people still desperately seeking tickets? He could easily fill stadiums now, and since labels can't profit from his success, what better solution than replacing him? A clone would obediently follow instructions without resistance. Then, Kanye West entered the conversation to amplify the cloning allegations, claiming the industry viewed Youngboy as a threat requiring neutralization, especially given his refusal to comply with their established expectations. What makes Kanye's involvement particularly significant is that years ago, Youngboy actually defended Kanye under remarkably similar circumstances. Back in 2022, when Kanye faced massive criticism for controversial statements, NBA Youngboy publicly supported him by releasing a track titled "This Not a Song, This From My Supporters" to encourage Kanye to hold his ground, and just last year, they collaborated again on the song Alive. The situation goes deeper, because Kanye himself nearly became a victim of the industry's cloning operation, specifically around the same period when Youngboy created that supportive track for him. These two have clearly had extensive private conversations about this subject, so if anyone would know the truth about Youngboy being cloned, it would be Kanye. Based on his statements, the cloning allegations might hold genuine validity. Kanye articulated it perfectly when he said celebrities sacrifice their lives to music while being positioned as scapegoats for the actual power brokers controlling the world. And he's exhausted by people identifying musicians as Illuminati members because that's absurd, since they don't control anything. They're just famous faces representing brands who must compromise their artistic expression to protect lucrative contracts. Kanye wasn't wrong either, because his own experience of opposing the industry seems to validate his argument. To be completely honest, he wasn't entirely blameless in that situation, since he made anti-Semitic remarks that rightfully earned severe backlash without question, but observers paying close attention felt the subsequent consequences far exceeded simple accountability for his words. Kanye has alleged that once powerful figures realized they couldn't control him, they supposedly began orchestrating plans to institutionalize him in a facility where they could chemically subdue him and ultimately substitute him with a compliant version. And he provided evidence supporting this by leaking what he claimed was a text message from an alleged industry handler explicitly detailing their intentions if he refused resuming medication. The message read that they would help him through one of two methods, first being a calm, respectful conversation without profanity based on facts rather than nonsense from foolish friends or random tweets, and the second option involved institutionalizing him again, where they would heavily medicate him into permanent zombie-like existence, joking that playdates with his children wouldn't be quite the same anymore.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
So
Look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much of her left.
Public reaction varied wildly, with one person commenting that rapper cloning has been happening and noting how many rappers are getting arrested currently for precisely this reason, urging people to stay aware. Another individual stated that numerous celebrities and Hollywood figures aren't authentic because they're clones, and that cloning technology has existed for a long time. But what's your perspective on this? Do you believe NBA Youngboy is actually a clone? And does Kanye's involvement lend credibility to these allegations? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to click here to watch another incredibly controversial video.